if you have your birthday on an eclipse, but it applies around the eclipse as well, okay? So let's imagine you have your birthday anywhere from, say, the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th of April. You're definitely going to be impacted by this eclipse, depending on what other things you might have. So that's people who have their sun around the eclipse degree of 19 degrees, but let's say anywhere from really 15 or 16 degrees up until 22, 23 degrees easily are going to be affected. And often people have a Mercury not too far away, so you might have Mercury there, you might have Venus there as well, you might have other things, especially if you were born in the 70s, you've also got Chiron in Aries as well. So that will be somehow impacted by this eclipse. And so that is usually with reference to what you see your role in life as. So it's changing. It's a North Node eclipse, so there's something new, and you're seeing yourself coming in with a new vision for yourself. A sense that maybe your career isn't on track, or you want to put it in a new direction. And so it can be something to do with, just how you present your career, or even a new career path. The sun represents males of all kinds. That can be life partners. It can be fathers. It can be, important men in your life. And so it can also be that there's something new coming in through a male in life, or in terms of a boss situation or something like that. But that because it's your sun, and the sun is exalted in Aries, it's very powerful with the North Node there, you have a whole new way of seeing yourself in a way that is a cycle that's going to last for 18 and a half years or more. So this is, the nodes only come around to this part of the chart in terms of this North Node configuration every 18 and a half or so years. So this is a very big, long cycle. It's not just this eclipse cycle, but you can think of it, especially if it's impacting your sun, as a new start in terms of your sense of who am I in my life? What do I do in the world? What's my career? What do I take responsibility for in life, let's say in my job or whatever? And so, so this is a great opportunity for birthday babies around the eclipse to have a sense of a new direction. Now, because that also implies that you have Chiron on your sun at some point in this configuration. Over the last, let's say, couple of months, at the very least, you would have experienced Chiron on your sun, or going ahead. So that's also a way of healing your identity. Any insecurities around yourself, any insecurities around, again, the way that you show up in your life. It depends on the house that you'll find it, but it's going to be very personal to you. It's an opportunity for you to set up new goals as well, because the sun and Aries both represent what you feel your ambition is. What's your drive and your goal? What do you want to achieve in this lifetime? And you don't have to achieve great things. It can be like, I really just want to get that rec room painted, or I want to have kids and I didn't think I did before. This is how you're changing your vision for yourself. And how you interact in life itself. It's really that solar energy is how you see your life purpose. And with the North Node there, you have a bigger sense of what you could be here for. And with Chiron there, don't let that interrupt the flow of this potential, because Chiron is there designed to show you where you actually are your own worst enemy, where you are the obstacle to expanding yourself. It could also literally represent that you become a healer or a teacher, for example, with the North Node Chiron and the Sun combined, where you decide, what, I've had a crap life, I have things I need to share with people, I want to help people overcome what I've overcome, for example. That's a great use of Chiron on the Sun. So this is a wonderful experience to have an eclipse on a birthday like this. It's a powerful eclipse because right after the eclipse, you're going to have Venus coming across your sun as well. If you have your sun around these days, Venus will very quickly, within a week or 2 weeks, she will be coming across your sun. So Venus is first going to be conjunct the North Node. So this will affect some of you who are born around this time as well. By the time Venus conjuncts the North Node, that will be a week from now. So again, another reference to your sense of your desire nature, or your desires, or your preferences, or relationship energy, how you are in that, something new. And then just soon after that, we have Mercury backing up for the second time, then going into the conjunction with the North Node. In fact, there was a Mercury Cazimi just meaning Mercury conjoins the Sun just after the eclipse as well. I skipped that one. Let's not skip it because that involves your birthday too. So that's by the 11th. So any of you born around the 11th, you have a Mercury Cazimi. So that's a new cycle of Mercury. That's when Mercury is in the middle of its retrograde cycle. So the Cazimi is like the second meeting with the Sun. Mercury goes all the way back, and then it's going to have the third meeting of the Sun later in May when it sets its new cycle, or is it June maybe? Right, so lots happening. You see, it's one cycle after another in the days after your birthday. So it's like your birthday is extended because of all of this energy that builds up. Then your ruler Mars will also move in and then hit that Chiron, hit the North Node, etc. Mars and the Sun don't meet until much later on in the year when Mars retrogrades in Leo. Don't forget. Don't stress about all these things. Don't get hyped up by the overhyping of all of these things by astrologers as well as by laymen. And also recognize that this is an opportunity for a big change. I want to say on that note, I don't subscribe to the idea that this is an opportunity for a shift in consciousness. The Sun does represent consciousness, but it's an overall sense of our consciousness, our individuated consciousness, what in Indian tradition would be known as the jiva, the sense of the self, this individuated sort of sense of self. But it's not even possible that we have a sense of a collective consciousness that's all of a sudden going to wake up because of an astrological event. It doesn't work that way. We individually wake up, and waking up, by the way, also doesn't mean that you have new ideas. Waking up is not about a new pattern of thought or believing something that somebody else believes, or you're happy that people are waking up because they share your opinions. That's got nothing to do with consciousness arising and waking up. We are always in a state of consciousness. That's our natural state. And so also bring your practice within, bring your understanding, interiorize all of these ideas, wake yourself up, question your own thoughts, question all of these notions that, you believe that you might be spiritual or consciously awake, and somehow, everybody else is asleep, but you still have these heavy opinions about anybody who follows Trump, God forbid, or anybody who believes that, I don't know, all the stuff that people hate each other for. That shows that you're nowhere near an awakened consciousness. An awakened consciousness is a very, very different thing to agreeing with what other people in your bubble believe. And so this idea that an astrological event or a comet or any of these things is going to somehow wake everybody up, it just doesn't work like that. It never has. If it did, that would be in ancient spiritual texts. It would all be written down and we wouldn't have to do a thing. It would all just be done for us. That's part of the Santa Claus type relationship with spirituality that's really unhelpful in the New Age. It's waiting for a savior. It's not Christ the savior, but it's like astrology the savior, or the eclipse the savior, or whatever. It's not true. So you still have to do the work. You still have to clear your own mind. You have to purify your own thoughts and purify your heart to be able to fully embrace that consciousness that we already are. It's just that the fog of our opinions and thoughts is blocking it all off. So it's an individual job. You can do it sitting in a crowd, and you can do it in a cave. It doesn't matter, but you have to do the work. Don't wait for everybody else to wake up so that things can change. Because again, that's that passive way of thinking that says something's going to happen to me, and it's not like that. No, we got to pick up, especially with that Aries energy. It really reminds us that we've got to take action. That's Aries. Take action. If your birthday's around now, take action. I probably don't need to tell you that because you're an Aries sun. So good luck for all of you. I really enjoy these interactions. I wish I could hear your voices, but we'll maybe do webinars when my book is done. I'll have more time. It's taking way longer. Translation is an extraordinary job, and I have renewed respect for translators of all kinds from doing this work. So I look forward to seeing you again, and certainly in the next couple of weeks we'll do something about the Jupiter-Uranus. Have a lovely evening or day, and have a great eclipse. Bye-bye.